FFK stabbed Nnamdi Kanu's betrayed IPOB and kissed Kwankwaso by Churchill Okonkwo. Click here to read more opinion articles in Chinua Achebe's classic The Arrow of God. Abika, one of the sons of the chief priest of Ulu, Ezulu, was whipped by a white man in the marketplace. Ezulu was so furious with his son to the point of almost cursing him before he held himself back. He later lamented that, "Stranger, the white man can whip the son of mine and go unscathed, because my son has nailed up his ear against my words." He added that, "Were it not so, I would have swallowed it, the white man whole, and brought him up again. I would have shaved his head without wetting the hair." This piece was written by Churchill Okonkwo. The views and opinions expressed here are those of the author and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of 360knobs.com. For years, I have been warning Nnamdi Kanu to be wary of Femi Fani-Kayode (FFK), but my brothers nailed their ears against my words. Now FFK has stabbed my supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at the back and whipped him and his IPOB supporters mercilessly and proceeded to kiss Kwankwaso, a northerner. If not that I had warned Nnamdi Kanu that FFK is a loudmouth terrorist bent on destroying us, I would have shaved FFK's hair and banned him from smoking weed forever. FKK twisted the minds of a generation of Nnamdi Kanu towards hating the North and House of Fulanis only to turn around and embrace the same North. What a hypocrite, what a betrayal. Betrayal is the only truth that sticks. I have never known a more vulgar expression of betrayal and deceit than this act of joining Nnamdi Kanu to derogate the Houses and the North and to turn around and embrace the same people he hated so much. What a betrayal. When my supreme leader Nnamdi Kanu heard that Femi Fani-Kayode welcomed and worshipped Alhaji Kwankwaso, a House of Fulani they spent years demonizing, he wept like a baby. But his cries could not escape the dungeon of the naval ship in Bielsa, where FKK abandoned him with a Judas kiss. FFK helped hype Nnamdi Kanu to recklessness, indirectly caused the death of dozens of Igbo youths and other Nigerians, fooled thousands of IPOB followers by rain abuses on House of Fulani tribe in the north. Then, Alhaji Kwankwaso, with a fake red cap and his brothers from the north started switching to PDP. Suddenly, everything changed. Alhaji became Mazi, Fulani traitors became compatriots, and the dreaded enemies from the north became bosom friends. In kissing Kwankwaso, FKK declared that it was an honor and privilege for Precious and I to receive my friend and brother, Rabiu Kwankwaso, in our Abuja home this afternoon. Kwankwaso, a Fulani man, a friend, and brother to FFK. You didn't get that, as my pastor will say when he wants to emphasize on something very important. The Fulanis and Houses in PDP are now FFK's bosom friends. Here we have FFK, a man who once stated that House of Fulani agenda in Nigeria is the greatest evil that the African continent has ever seen, kissing the ass of Kwankwaso, who, as I understand, is one of the biggest ethnic bigots around, and he added, "We had a wonderful time and a fruitful and productive discussion about national issues and the way forward." Hypocrite, only interested in the size of his stomach. I pity my Igbo brothers that were deceived by chameleons like FFK that are only interested in the size of the stomach. While FFK was counseling and inciting Umu Igbo to hate everything North and House of Fulani, he waited for an opportunity to swallow his vomit. The fire that FFK ignited by hurling all manner of abuses and hatred on Houses and Fulanis took the lives of many Nigerians. Tens of Nnamdi Kanu died for a cause that FFK helped promote only to now embrace Kwankwaso, Tambuwal, and Atiku. FFK's and IPOB's diatribe heightened the tension between farmers and herdsmen, leading to fear, friction, and then fire that consumed many across Nigeria. Proverb 14, verse 7-8, "Stay away from foolish people, they will have nothing to teach you." Why is a clever person wise? Because he knows what to do. Why is stupid person foolish? Because he only thinks he knows. IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu thought they knew FFK. They thought they were wise. They believed they know more than anyone else, but it was all foolishness. Immediately FFK saw something better than the farm. He sold the farm. He betrayed the army. He was preparing to revolt against the Fulanis. That FFK's face that never laughs betrayed the evil in his heart. Had I not warned my IPOB brothers and sisters, like the chief priest Ezielu warned his son, I would have castrated him for deceiving my people. FFK is like the dog that scolds but does not bite. He was a crackpot hypocrite, scolding at imaginary House of Fulani men in his head. Meanwhile, he was waiting for anyone that is willing to drop a bone for him to grab. Unfortunately, my Igbo sons and brothers were foolish enough to follow the madman. When an ant stings one's buttocks, he learns to be careful. FFK has just stung the butts of IPOB. Unfortunately, they are still ignorant of the fact that politicking in Nigeria is all about personal stomach infrastructure. In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. FFK, an Okongonoko, a homeless spirit evil, used the blood of thousands of Nigerians that died from fear and hatred among ethnicities to cleanse himself. I'm not necessarily worried that FFK stabbed Nnamdi Kanu on the back and betrayed IPOB to ride back to power with PDP. I'm only sad that he is doing this on the blood of Ndi Igbo and Nigerians that died loathing houses and Fulanis, and the fact that my IPOB sons have not learned any lesson. For this, while IPOB members were using both legs to test the depth of the troubled political waters in Nigeria, FFK kept one leg in the political corridors of power in Abuja. IPOB supporters were disputing land ownership with an empty hand, rejected participation in the electoral process, boycotted election. FFK, with yam, was planting in PDP. Clearly, IPOB is like the proverbial izakara, a type of stick, easy to break and thus not suitable for use as ubeonya, a strong, flexible stick used to make a trap. I am afraid at this point that if Ndi Igbo cannot find a credible voice soon, the next generation will be lost too. The position of Ndi Igbo in Nigeria is so precarious and gloomy when you realize how many people are shocked by honesty and how few by deceit. You can beat a fool half to death, but you can't beat the foolishness out of him. When they joined FFK to derogate the North, IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu created enmity for Ndi Igbo all over the North. An enmity that will not be corrected in a generation. One who dances to get people to praise him does not fail to break his waist. While Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB broke the waist, FKK switched allegiance. For IPOB members and sympathizers, one will think that the pain of the disappearance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be compounded by the betrayal of FFK. No, they are still marching on to oblivion. Child who learns playful bluffing with his father learns that hunger will kill him. Now, the apparent adults across the Nigerian ethnic and religious divide are about to eat most of the soup, while the children IPOB are still scrambling for food in an empty pot of Biafra death. IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu and the sympathizers have for the umpteenth time ended up like that chronic bachelor that worked for other people. A word, they say, is enough for the wise. I salute you all. You can email Churchill at churchill.okonkwo@gmail.com or follow him on Twitter at ChurchillNobi. This piece was written by Churchill Okonkwo. The views and opinions expressed here are those of the author and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of 360nobs.com. Like this. Like loading.